social media. We also have a ton of other social media classes. Yes, I'm from Austin. We have wonderful Dallas instructors as well. And then I teach online once a month and I alternate my social media classes. So if you are interested in more social media classes, you can go to the Independence Title website and look at the education sector, and you can find me on the schedule as well. All right, we're going to dive right in. The things we're going to talk about today is importance of social media in real estate, the algorithms. We definitely have a love-hate relationship with those, bio optimization, content pillars, posting strategy, and 3 things to do today to enhance your content. All right, so most importantly, first impressions are no longer happening in person, right? They're happening online. Someone's researching Plano, Texas, maybe some neighborhoods, and then they're finding what agents pop up on Google. They're looking at your website, your social media platforms, right? And they're making a perception of you based on like a couple sentences, maybe your bio, a couple pictures, and deciding if they, 1, want to follow you, and 2, if they want to reach out. This is all happening before they've even picked up the phone and had a conversation with you or met you in person. So it's really important what your presence online is saying about who you are. Trust is being built through authentic posts, right? Consistency is key. If you're not posting, your competition is. Staying visible means staying top of mind, right? So when you're posting every single day, whether that's just a story or a post, you're staying relevant, and people are seeing your content over and over. Connection is winning over salesy content, right? Just like you would build relationships in person, since that kind of is being taken away and you're not meeting people in person as much, you're having to build those relationships online now. So how you're showing up says a lot about those connections you're building. Social proof is selling more than self-promotion. This is things like client testimonials, success stories, befores and afters with renovation projects, staging, things like that. And this is free marketing with massive potential. If you look at charts and numbers, it's only going up with the amount of people that are joining social media. So huge opportunity without you having to run paid ads and do paid marketing, lead campaigns, all of that. We know there's a lot of different social media platforms to choose from, right? But your followers aren't going to be on every one of them. And you don't need to be on every single one of them. I would highly recommend starting with 1 or 2. If you like Instagram or you like Facebook, choose one of those and cross-post to that other platform. You don't need to be an expert in YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all of the things, and run yourself dry. Pick 1 or 2 where you think your target audience is going to be located. Each platform is a little bit different, right? Facebook really does well with text, right? Little updates. Photos do better on Facebook. And then Reels. Video content is performing way better on Instagram, right? These could be short-term, long-term. TikTok, these are really short, snappy video content. Photos aren't doing as well on TikTok, but it's always a trial and error game. LinkedIn, very word-friendly, article-focused, elevated content, right? It's gonna look way different of what you're posting on LinkedIn versus what you're posting on TikTok. Very different. And then YouTube. There's both short form content, but there is also long form content on there that does well. This would be the place to house like a full property tour, right? Maybe you have a 2-minute tour. That's probably not going to do as good on Instagram or TikTok because people have about 3 to 7 seconds of attention span, and then they lose focus and they scroll to the next person, right? So when you're thinking about Instagram or TikTok videos, you want it to be short. 20 seconds or less. You're not giving them the full tour. You're giving them those top highlighted amenities, the top features of that home, because the idea is to get them to stop the scroll, watch your content till the end, and then do something. You gotta tell them what you want them to do. If you give them the whole tour, they've already seen the house. What you want them to do is pick up the phone and call you for a full property tour or an in-person tour, right? Or for more details on that house. Before you can even post, you need to understand who your target audience is, right? What are their demographics? What are their interests? And what type of content are they already engaging with? When you can figure out what they're already engaging with, you can then tailor your content and mold it to what your target audience wants. Because you have to remember, social media isn't about posting what you want. That's fun. I love to post what I want, but it's about what the consumer wants, right? If you're just posting about what you want and you're getting no engagement, you've got to alter that and make it molded to what your consumer actually wants and engage with so that you can grow. You can build your lead database. You can build your referral directory. The first thing you have to do is define the basics. Where do they live? Where do they want to buy? What stage of life are they? Are these upsizers, investors, first-time home buyers? What kind of homes are they buying? Are these luxury properties? Are these entry-level homes? Is this second or third home? This is going to help you decide what kind of content you're creating based on some of these basics. Second, their interest. What kind of content are they already engaging with? This is super important. And what problems can you solve for them? You have to remember, you're posting for them. You guys are the experts in real estate. I've never sold real estate in my life. I don't know what's in your head. You guys have so much knowledge. That is all really vital information that you can create content based on. Give people tips and tricks and FAQs. Remember, the everyday consumer has no idea about these first-time home buyer guides, right? Give them that information. You can create content from that. And tailor your content. You want to speak their language, right? Your visuals, your tone, what are the topics they resonate with? And you want to show the properties that match what their goals are. Algorithms, definitely a love-hate relationship with that. That is ever evolving, right? You might be like, oh, my video just took off. It went viral. And then the next week you're like, I got no views and no likes. Why is no one liking my content? It is always changing. But the three things that we can always focus on: relationships, relevance, and recency. The algorithm is favoring content that users already engage with. That's why when you go to your Explorer page, everyone's Explorer page looks different. If you're liking a lot of animal content, dog content, right, you're gonna get a lot of that. If you're liking travel content, that's what you're gonna see more of too. It's the same thing for your consumers, right? So if they're engaging with a lot of home content or coffee shops in the local area, that's what they're gonna see more of. Something that I would do right before I'm about to make a post, I'm gonna go to my last post, I'm gonna go to all the comments that people left, and I'm gonna heart every single comment that people left. I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna respond to their comment with another comment. This is all on my last post, right? You're gonna take it one step further. You're gonna go to their page, and you're gonna like and comment on their last post. Then, once you've done that, it's time for you to make your new post. What does that do? That triggers their activity log when they open up their Instagram or Facebook, and it says, Brandy just liked and engaged with your comment. They just liked your post. And guess what? Now they see your post. What are they going to do? They're going to like and comment on your new one. It's an eye for an eye mentality. Sadly, that's what Instagram and Facebook have turned into. But that is how you create. That's how you're building those relationships, right? Because remember, we're not building them on the phone and in person as much. So you do have to depend a little bit on that relationship that you're building online. Relevance. The algorithm scans what people typically engage with. You're going to show them more of that. You want to use relevant hashtags. There was a time where you would use 20 to 30 hashtags. That's no longer the case. You're using 3 to 5 hashtags, and you want it to be as localized as possible. I would not hashtag Plano, Texas. Why? Because you're going to search Plano, Texas, and what are you going to get? Legacy West, coffee shops, restaurants. You are going to be lost in the mix of content. Someone that searches that will not find you. What you could do, Plano, Texas homes for sale, Plano, Texas realtor, the neighborhood specific name that you're selling properties in, the neighborhood name realtor, the neighborhood name homes for sale. Right? The localized, the better for people to find you. The other thing that the hashtags are helping with now is who to show your content to. So if you're hashtagging Plano, Texas, they don't know who in Plano, Texas to show it to. But homes for sale and people are searching that, they're going to push it to people that are looking to buy homes, right? So more localized, the better. Talking about topics that your client cares about. Is now the right time to buy? You guys know this. You guys are the expert, remember that. So creating content and sharing that is going to resonate with the people who actually want to know that. And you want to mix content types. You want to have your video content, your stories. Does anyone know how long stories last for on your page?
24 hours.
Yes. That is a great opportunity to stay engaged with the people who already follow you. Stories don't really go to other people that don't follow you. So how are you showing up every single day? You don't even have to get ready. It's more real and raw. You guys could be going to your favorite coffee shop and say, oh my gosh, I love their homemade lavender syrup. And you take a picture of the coffee mug and your computer and you're working, right? You don't have to be in it. A story disappears. It's just about creating engagement and that connection, okay? Photos or carousel posts, you can do a static post with one photo or carousels with multiple photos. I would highly recommend trying to include yourself in some of the photos because that does better because people follow you because it's you, not just because you post a bunch of homes, right? So even if you're standing outside of the house or you're standing in front of the beautiful kitchen, maybe the first photo has you in it and then the other photos are the different elements of the property. Third, recency. Newer content is being prioritized and pushed. So the people that are posting every day, sounds a lot, you don't have to do that. It is going to show up more even if you're posting once every 3 days than if you're posting once every 2 weeks. Okay, it is important at least to post twice a week, 2 to 3 times. That doesn't always be a post or a video piece. That could be stories, right? You just want to keep the algorithm happy. Something that's super important that has continued to shift. There used to be a world where we would call it post and ghost. It was the best time ever. You'd post your video, the algorithm would push it out, you'd have thousands of views, lots of likes, and you didn't have to do anything. That's no longer the case, sadly. They judge the first 15 to 30 minute time period of if that post is doing well and has engagement or it's not. So I would not post unless you got 30-minute time blocked after to do that engagement with other people's posts, responding to comments on yours, maybe sharing the post to your story. That time is really crucial. So you want to time block that after your post to do that engagement piece so that it does take off. All right, insights. Does everyone have a creator or business Instagram account? Or do you have a personal one?
We have one at all.
Yeah.
No, do you guys know which one you have?
Personal? So you don't have access to your data or your insights yet? Okay, that's totally fine. Does anyone have a business or?
I do.
Okay. I think if you're a numbers person or you care about analytics, having a business or creator account, one, it's free. Two, it just gives you more data where you could kind of figure out what's working and what's not working and adjust. It's easy to turn on. We'll go through it in a little bit, but it's something I look at every day because I'm crazy, but you don't have to do that. I would say once a month, you can go ahead and look at it. Like let's say you look at it today, you screenshot your data and your analytics. A month later, you come back and look and see if it's shifted, right? And then you can make some slight adjustments. The reason I would choose a creator account versus a business account, both get these insights. The only thing that changes is your access to music. If you do a creator account, you have access to all music. If you do a business account, it's the copyright-free music. So it's very limited, kind of like elevator music. So that's the only difference. How we get to our insights, because you guys can do this. Later, once you set up your account, you go to professional dashboard from your main screen, and it opens up this section, right? You can tap into views, interactions, new followers, and content you share. And each one of those arrows then dives deeper into different categories, okay? So, for example, we hit views, we have our top content is sorted. It is telling you this is working and this is not working. All you have to do is then copy and just recopy the same strategy that you did for those ones that are working. It will tell you where the cities of your followers, the countries of your followers. It's going to tell you where your views are mostly coming from. Remember, like I said, Facebook kind of highlights text content. It also highlights photo content does better. Instagram is opposite. Video content does better. Stories do good next, and then post. So it does change, but yours might look different. If you post a lot of photos, that may be good, and maybe the algorithm's pushing that. Okay, so you've got to look at what yours is because it's customized to your page. Age ranges. When we're talking about target audience, this is very helpful, right? What age ranges are following you? That might help you determine what stage of life they're in, what types of home they're interested in, what genders are following you. This can also help you with your target audience. And then you can also see what are the most active times of the day to post. And you can sort through each day, because that's going to shift. You don't want to post at 3 a.m. when everyone's sleeping, right? So, important to know when to post. All right, same thing. You can dive into your analytics on your Facebook business page as well. You can see what kind of interactions you're getting, how many views you're getting. Look at the difference. The text is doing way better. The photos are next. And the video content's at the bottom. It shifts based on who is online, what type of people are on Facebook versus Instagram. What's the age ranges, right? So they like to interact with different types of content. That's why I suggest cross-posting, where you can toggle on the auto cross-posting from either Facebook or Instagram. It posts to both places at once, so you then don't have to post twice. You don't have to copy and paste the caption. Think about that twice. You post once, it goes to both pages. Reviews. On your Facebook business page, this is the piece that goes into social proof. Okay, if I'm here in Plano for one day and I want to find out what is the best place to get barbecue, I'm going to look online, and what am I going to do? I'm going to read reviews. And if a place has 1 star, I'm not going to go to it, right? And the place that has 4 or 5 stars and everyone is raving about it, okay, that sounds great. I'm going based on people's reviews. And that's it. That's the same thing with real estate, okay? So it's important that you turn on your reviews on your Facebook business page and you ask your clients, just like they would leave a Google review for you, would you mind leaving me a Facebook review? That is the social proof that really helps other buyers and sellers want to work with you because they are looking at the experience that other people had, okay? So to get to that, remember you guys will get a copy of at the end. You're going to your Facebook business page. You're clicking into the settings, templates and tabs, and then you've got to toggle that on where that blue review sits. If that's off, even if you have reviews on your page, it's not going to show up. So you want to toggle that on. All right, let's go into bio optimization. Caroline Love, Keller Williams. So we have bios on every platform. We've got YouTube, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, Pinterest. They all have bios. The good thing, you want your bio to be consistent across the board. You want your handle name to be consistent across the board. You want your profile picture to be the same so that when someone looks you up on one platform and finds you on another, it looks the same. Consistency is key, okay? Which makes it easy. You make your bio once and you can copy and paste it, right? So, first thing, does your headshot show your face clearly and there's not chaos going on in the background? Important. 2, is your who you are or your business? The way I think about it is if you're at a networking event and you tell someone your handle and you're like, hey, my name is Caroline with a 1 for the I, underscore, capital letter this, number 1, under, like, people are gonna walk away and not remember you. That is a missed connection, okay? You want it to be easy to remember and either your name or your business or what that page can do for someone. Why should they follow you? You want to include if you have any good numbers, right? You want to include that. You want to include your brokerage, right? Where you're based, where are you servicing? If you do anything special, like you do free staging or something like that, that should be in there. Because remember, people are judging you based on a few sentences before they've even talked to you on the phone or met you in person. So that is very important to tell them a quick glimpse of who you are. Another thing I would add, even if you've got your website right here, you want to add your email above. So I would put an email address right here in the bio itself or a phone number, whichever one is your preferred way to be contacted. It is important that you tell them how to do that without them having to figure that out. Because if they have to take, if they have to take a click away, they're going to move on to the next agent. Give them the information that they want and make it easily accessible. Even if I'm putting my email here, I'm going to put it in your bio, your link here. It's going to be there too, whether that's my website or that is a link tree or something. I'm going to have an easy way to contact me in my bio and in the link. Gotta make it easy for them.
I have a
Yeah.
quick, if you can clarify this.
Yeah.
So if you go back to that, so you mentioned the handle. Can you clarify like the difference between the handle and your name?
Yeah. So this would be your handle. She has hers the same. Mine is not. Okay. Mine is Brandy Lynn Explores. Okay. And then I just put, I think Brandy Buns or Brandy Lynn, right? The handle can be different. It can either be your name or it could be your business, right? But it has to be something related to the page. You don't want to put I love cats and then you have real estate, right? You want it to be related to what your page is about. The second thing, you can put your name, you can put your first, middle, your first, last, whatever you feel comfortable with. There's an opportunity here for SEO, search engine optimization. You put a dash here, and then you could put Plano Realtor or Dallas area Realtor, right? You could add that if you want it. Does that clarify the difference? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
everybody understood like what you were saying. And the handle is your @ symbol, like
Yep, the @
Instagram.com/ and then the handle.
Exactly. So you want it to relate to you, your page, or your business. Same thing for Facebook, a clear, concise headshot, an easy to spell out and remember name. And then this is where you would copy and paste this section. Your bio from Instagram, you would just copy and paste it here. You want to make sure the address is there, your website, easy way to contact you. Remember, you don't want to make it hard or them have to go click a certain link to get to the next page. Easy to contact you because that's your TikTok, a little bit shorter bio, but you can still copy and paste your bio from Instagram or Facebook and place it here. Same photo, I would do the same handle and your same name. You want them to be easily to find you when they bounce from different platforms. Okay. You guys want to change yours to a creator account? Your personal?
Do you guys want to do that now? A little workshop?
It's very short, which are a couple buttons. Do you guys want to, or do you guys want to stick with your personal account for now? Or you'll get a copy of this, so you can do it later if you don't want to.
Mine's already set up.
Okay, you're good.
Business and,
You guys good to keep yours how it is, or do you want to go into this?
wait till I read.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, you can open up your Instagram page. Okay. Remember, the difference is you get that data and analytics. Okay. You're going to go to edit profile on your main page. So once you get to your main page, I'm going to do it with you so I don't miss anything. Once you open up Instagram, you'll click your little circle on the bottom right, and that's going to take you to your main page. Okay. You're going to hit edit profile. And then when you scroll down, it's switch to professional account. Do you guys see that on your end? Yes. Okay. You're going to click switch to professional account and hit continue.
Professional dashboard?
You might already have it. Let's see. You already have it if you have a professional dashboard. You're good.
You do that.
And then when you search categories, you're like, I didn't even know I had that. You can search real estate, realtor, whatever you want, and hit done. You'll just add your category. And I would choose creator. The only difference is you get music. Everything else is the same. I would choose creator. You can review your contact info. And then, if you are not already connected to Facebook, you can link your Facebook. You can link your Facebook personal page or your Facebook business page, whichever one you use for your real estate. I pause on that one because if you are using a personal Facebook, be careful and post personal things on there too. Sprinkle in personal because Facebook can flag it and just shut your page down if you're not using a Facebook business page. So if you are using a personal Facebook page for your business, just be careful and add in personal things as well. Don't make every post real estate. But you can link it. The best thing to do is you'll link it and you'll toggle on that cross posting. That way you're posting once in 2 places. Are we good up to that step? Okay. This is if you wanted to create a separate account, but are we good? Did everyone get it set up?
Yes.
Okay. I promise it's going to be so helpful, like being able to look at what's working and what's not. It does take a little bit of time, right? When you switch over, it's not going to have that data yet, but give it a little bit of time. It's very, very helpful. All right, let's dive into content pillars. So let's say we're ready to post and we don't know what categories we should be posting about. You want to encompass all of these. You do not want just one of them to be on your page. You want personal, educational, social proof, and community. All right, examples of personal. You guys know this. It's about you, your life, what makes you you. So relatable stories, behind the scenes elements, coffee runs, home tours, your desk setup, why you chose real estate, what your journey in real estate has been like, your morning routine. These don't have to be all post on your main page. These could be little stories, right? Maybe after work you're throwing the ball to your dog out in the park. Okay, do a little video and tag the park. Okay, you're just creating that deeper connection. Educational. Things like market updates, home buying tips, first-time buyer guides, myths versus facts, right? Remember, you guys are the expert in this. I know Keller Williams does education really well, and they push out a lot of new things that are coming up. They have content pieces already made for you. So take advantage of those. So here's an example of personal.
It's to me.
Right? They took their personal life, but they also kind of made it related to that area, right? And that is a realtor's. Here is an example of educational. Remember, things can be short and snappy. They don't have to be 1 minute long videos. Sometimes 7-second videos work really well, especially when there's text and people have to watch it a couple times to read it. Right? It's really short and quick. It makes you watch it a couple times. Educational. Doesn't always have to be video content, right? You can take the graphics that Keller Williams provides you. Independence Title has a lot of graphics online for free for you guys as well. Take the pieces that are already created and push it out. That's content that you don't even have to think about, right? Other things you can do, take this information that's already provided to you and make a video about it. Maybe you're talking about it. maybe you make a photo post, and then in the caption, you're talking about these details versus having the graphic. You got to see what works on your page, right? Maybe this works more on Facebook, but maybe Instagram, the first picture should be a picture of you in front of the house. And then it has words over it that says, want to learn about Apex homeowners, right? Like whatever it is. Social proof, client success stories, testimonials, just sold, under contract, befores and afters. People love to see renovation projects, how you changed the house. People love to see what staging can do for, we all know, a house could look so small, a room could look so small, and then you put some furniture in it and you're like, oh wow, right? That's the same feeling that when a buyer walks in and they're looking for a property, that's how they feel. So that could be a story you tell them about, right? Look how much more money I got for this client because I staged their property, or how many days it was on the market because I staged the property. People love to hear that. Community. You guys are not just the experts in real estate. You've got to be the experts in that community near those properties you're selling. Things like highlighting local coffee shops, restaurants, schools, parks, community centers, right? You can make 5 pieces of content with one property you have. Let's say you have the property and it's right near Legacy West. Then your next post is about where to shop in Legacy West. And then the next post is about the coffee shop you would take your family on the weekend in Legacy West, right? What is someone gonna do if they move in that property? How are they gonna feel, right? So creating those atmospheres. Other things to do when you do community highlights. Even if it's a story or a post, tag the business. The best chance is they share that post to their story. And then now, not only do your followers see your post, the coffee shop followers now see your post. And maybe they didn't even know a realtor in the area. And now they're clicking on your page and that's a potential lead, right? So how can they cross post and connect? Here's some examples of social proof. This is a quick, snappy video, and I would put the caption in the details. Remember, you're just giving them a short snippet. You're not giving them everything.
When you live in Utah and you're on a budget, we've been twice this year, so we're basically experts at this. You're gonna find a friend that either has a timeshare or owns a house club. Be friendly, be super nice, put a plug in for yourself. Might take 2 to 3 years, but once you finally get that invite, you gotta go all out right now.
See, very quick. All right, posting strategy. So it's really important to cover all aspects, right? You want to do your video content, your post, and your story. It might sound like a lot to do 2 times a week, but start with 1 then, if that feels like a lot. 1 video a week, maybe you're doing stories daily. You don't have to be in it. Don't feel like you need to get ready every day. You're throwing the ball to the dog. You're going to the community center and highlighting a new opening of something, right? Stories, 1 story a day is fine. Maybe you talk about, hey, you guys, come see me. I'm at the open house from 4 to 7 p.m. at this address, right? Remember, it's going away after 24 hours. And then post. By post, I mean photos, okay? 1 to 2 a week. Here is a little post idea for week 1. Maybe you do a property tour, a short video property tour of the walkthrough of the property. Remember, you're selling the experience. How would this feel for someone to live there? You're not selling just the granite countertops and the backsplash, right? So creating those dynamic elements of movement, right? Maybe you want to show the granite countertops and the backsplash, and you're pouring a glass of wine or a cup of coffee on the counter. You're showing them the elements without saying, here's the countertop and here's the backsplash, right? Maybe you're walking with a vase of flowers through the living room and you're setting it down on the table, right? You're showing the living room without saying, here's the living room. Same thing for appliances. Those are always fun to show, right? You want to show the amazing oven. Okay, you're taking out fresh baked cookies from the oven. You're selling the experience and not just the appliance, okay? Neighborhood spotlights, things like coffee shops, restaurants, local parks and attractions. Again, the key for this one, tag the business. The idea, their followers see your post as well. Third, home buying tips and tricks. You guys are the experts. You have all this information, whether you create a graphic, whether you create a photo carousel with this information. Maybe you do a 30-second video where you're talking to the camera and you're selling the tips and tricks, okay? Week 2, client testimonials. Maybe you ask your client if they can do a video testimonial for you that you share. Or you take a screenshot of the testimonial review that they left and you put it on top of a photo of the house, right? In Canva, you can put it on top. And that shows the property and the client experience. There's so many different ways that you can do something like that. Befores and afters. This could be a photo carousel swipe. You show the empty house, you still show the staged house, right? And then in the caption, it's like, look what I can do for you, right? What staging can do. You could also make that a video content, right? It's the empty property walkthrough. And then you snap and there's furniture everywhere, right? It doesn't have to be a huge thought out concept. Guess the price. Who cares if they really guess the price, right? It doesn't matter. It's about the engagement piece, right? Getting them invested in the property. All right, hooks. We've all seen it. We've all had videos that have done good and videos that don't, right? The most important thing is hooks, whether that is in your voiceover, whether that's in your caption or in the text overlay in the video. The idea is to stop the scroll. We have to remember that people are consuming so much content on a regular basis that they're so overwhelmed. What is going to make them actually stop? Things like, here's what you get when you work with ... What no one tells you about. I don't know who needs to hear this, but 3 things I wish I knew before, right? And then you wouldn't say any of the details in the video. You'd put it in the caption so they have to watch it or read under, right? You're just getting them to stop. All right, I want to review this because I do think it's important. What to do after posting. Feels like a lot of work, but this is where Instagram, Facebook is moving towards. An eye for an eye, basically. So before you do your last post, or your new post, you go to your last post, you like and comment, you then click on their profile, you engage with their last post before you make your own. What I would challenge you is to find 3 of your dream accounts, your dream followers you want every week. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to their posts every single day. If they're doing stories, you're gonna engage on their stories, you're gonna engage on their posts every single day for a week. These could be other realtors. These could be people that you think are going to be clients. The idea is to grow your page, right? By you engaging with them every day for a week, they're going to notice that. At the end of the week, you're going to follow them. Hopefully, they follow you back, right? If they don't, you can unfollow them. But the idea is pick who you want your follower to be, and then you're going to engage with them every single day. And you're going to pick new people every week, 3 to 4 people. That is how you truly grow. Other things you can do. If you find other realtors and you say, oh my God, these people are like commenting on their stuff all the time. Okay, well, who's commenting on their posts? And you go to those people that are already engaging on other realtors' posts and you like and comment on theirs and do that same strategy for a week and then you follow them. That is how you grow and how you build. All right. Do we know about trending audio? Does anyone use trending audio? Okay. Trending audio, huge topic. Trending audio, all it is this little arrow up next to your music choices in Instagram or Facebook. What it means and why people use trending audio is that Instagram or Facebook knows people are engaging with content with that audio and are using audio, that same audio. So all it means is that if you choose one of those trending audios, it is going to give it a little bit of a boost because people are already watching videos or photos with that audio. You do not have to use trending audio. You can use, if you have a specific song in your mind that you think is gonna go great, use it. It's totally fun. All this does is give it a little bit of a boost. How to get to it is if you were to hit the plus sign in Instagram or Facebook, like you're going to make that post, and you go to select audio, It's gonna open up a For You tab, an original audio tab, and a trending tab. Most people think, okay, it's gotta be just the trending tab. No. Any of the tabs is gonna be fine as long as it has that little up arrow. Okay, so you can get the For You tab, the original audio tab. If it has that up arrow, it is trending. Try it. Try using a couple trending audios in the next post that you make over the next week and see if it makes a difference. And then maybe the next week don't use any and see if you're getting more views or not. It's trial and error. All right. ChatGPT. Do we love it or do we hate it?
I love it.
Me too.
Yeah?
He's my bestie.
Yeah, I call him Chad.
Chat. Okay, if you're not using some sort of AI robot to make your life a little bit easier, I would recommend it. The problem is you've got to give it clear and concise directions. It's not a mind reader. If you're trying to make a caption for the house you have on the market right now, one, give it the link to your MLS listing. If you want it to include details, if you want it to say the square feet, okay, put it in there. If you want it to say how many bedrooms, put it in there. You have to give it what you want, or it's just going to come up with like a generic response. Other thing, you want it to sound like you. A lot of times it doesn't, but the more you utilize it, the more it will start understanding your tone and your language. But at the beginning, don't just copy and paste what it gives you right away. Push back, say, no, add this. No, I want it more luxury focused. No, I want it to sound more family friendly, right? Oh, I also want you to include the top 3 things to do nearby the property, right? Give it as much details as you want so that it gives you the best outcome in return.
And I tell it now every time, I start with, can you make this very Ellen Day? That's my name. And it gives me like 3 options, very Ellen Day. Professional. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. So if you're going to use ChatGPT, be clear and concise, give it as much details as you possibly can. Pricing always changes, right? Maybe you want to list it in there and you can still go back and edit that, but make sure to give it the things that are not going to change for sure that you want. The square feet, what people care about, is it a cul-de-sac property? What's the school district like, right? So next steps. These are some tools that I love. There's so many tools out there and options for you. You can choose whatever you want. These are just some suggestions for you. ChatGPT, we already know. CapCut. If you are looking to speed up the video editing process, CapCut's free version in the App Store is great. Templates is the key. I teach a class on this called Video Editing with CapCut. I do teach it online. It's a great 1-hour CE that we go through, and it's interactive, how to use templates. You don't need to hire anyone to do your social media for you. You can use templates. It's like a small learning curve, like 5 to 10 videos, and then you'll be on it. You'll be on a roll. Planoly. There's so many different schedulers out there. There's Meta Business Suite. There's Canva Scheduler. Utilizing something where you can have the app on your phone as well as on the desktop, where you can rearrange your grid and see what it's going to look like. You don't want 2 photos of you in 2 different kitchens standing the same exact way right next to each other, right? You want to make sure that it's spread out. You don't want 2 graphics right next to each other. You want to visualize it. Also, what I would do is I use Planoly on my desktop. I use ChatGPT. I copy and paste it into Planoly. And then when I'm ready to post, I just copy it from the Planoly app on my phone and paste it. You can also pre-schedule your content. Let's say you time block an hour every Monday morning and you post, you have everything ready to go for the week. Now you don't even have to think about social media except for engaging when it goes live. It just will auto post to your page for you. You can do that on Meta Business Suite too. Photo Timer Plus. This one is one of my favorites. All you need is a little tripod, your phone, and now you don't have to depend on a colleague or an assistant to go with you to take your photos. All you do, you set up Photo Timer Plus. You can pick how many photos you want it to take. Let's say you want 50 photos, you want 5 seconds in between, and it will do a quick countdown out loud of 3, 2, 1. So you can change your poses, right? You can get whatever you want. by yourself, right? You could do this at a coffee shop. You could do this outside of the house, in the kitchen. Right? You now don't have to depend on anyone else to be there for you. All right. Last thing, action plan. Remember, it takes time to see results. Commit to this for 90 days and see how it works. We now have the data and the analytics on our phone. So go ahead, I would look at them in a week or so once it updates, screenshot it, and then give yourself time and maybe once a month check and make some adjustments based on what's working and what's not. Use call to actions. Remember, people are consuming content so much, you gotta tell them what you want them to do after they consume that content. DM me for a full property tour, call me and let me show you around the Plano area, whatever you want them to do after. Don't take on more platforms than you can manage. I've done that. It's not a good idea. Like, let's say you just want to stick with Instagram and Facebook for now. You cross post, you're only having to post one place. Okay? Make it easy on yourself. And then use platforms like CapCut to edit your videos. Utilize those templates to speed things up. I think people get scared of video content because it just feels so overwhelming. It's like it doesn't have to be overwhelming. When you use a template, it's like a plug and play. You literally just take your 20 videos, you put it into the template, the transitions are already there, you edit the text to say what you want, and then it's ready to go. It already is in line with the music too. Okay? That is all I have for you today. So thank you. I'm gonna open up the floor. We've got 7-ish minutes, so I am here for any questions that you guys have. And then, like promised, if you do want a copy of the slide deck, you can scan this. This is different than that little postcard you have.
I want to share something if you don't mind, Brandy.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm sorry I had to take a couple phone calls, so I stepped out quite a bit. So if you could mention something like this. So my demographic, much different than you, Brandy, up there. That's the age of my children. Okay, so my demographic, there is a real estate agent in the state of New Jersey who is going to do exactly what Brandy said. Well, she has one of the most loved real estate agent in her town, and her town is quite big, and she's my age, and she's not on Instagram at all, Brandy. So I'm confirming what you're saying. Know where you are. She's on Facebook only. But what she does is, the way she has grown her business is every week, it's Thursday, but Thursday she gives a shout out to someone in the town, whether it's the dry cleaners, whether it's her nail girl, whether it's the dog groomer, whether it's the new restaurant that just came in. So every single solitary Thursday, she is out doing this. And when she does it, that dry cleaner knows she's a real estate agent. That dog groomer knows she's a real estate agent. Says, can I post you? Can I tag you? Can I do this? I'm a real estate agent. She gets so much business that way, y'all. So just love your town, love the people in your town, know your, do exactly what Brandy said and know where you want to be. Exactly, versus all the platforms like she said. So that's just something to think about.
Exactly.
Brandy? Well, thank you. You know we love you.